side. I think Tottenham will come back with the same game plan, but I know Klopp will figure them out easily. I think all you have to do is take Son out of the game. You take Son out of the game, and you have someone also stay close to the Kuleveski, whatever
Mm.
the other guy's
Yeah,
name
cool.
is.
Cool. Cool.
Kuleveski, yeah. And I think you kind of break down Tottenham at that point. The only difficult part is Tottenham is at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a different ball game now. The White Lanes, they trying to solidify this home.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. All right.
Translate TV, welcome to Reggie Football Show. We're back again to review the games for the weekend. Every weekend, we have one or two games that are very, very tasty and enticing. Promises to be exciting. So, yeah, my man Ugum, as usual, ever reliable. My partner in crime, as I always say, Funsho has joined us today again. Funsho, back to have you on the show. You all know,
Thank you.
like I said in the last episode, Funsho is doing immensely proud things with his platform, Football News. You know, the description will be on the info will be on the description section. You can check it out and see what he's doing. Large crowd, and follow him on his socials.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this weekend we have some games. Bournemouth is going to be at home to Arsenal. United will continue their onslaught against Crystal Palace at home at Old Trafford after eliminating Crystal Palace from the EFL Cup. The game of the weekend will be Spurs at home to Liverpool. And of course, Chelsea on Monday will round up the weekend, week 7 games, visiting Fulham at their stadium. So we're going to look at those games, rush through them this evening, and try to help you unpack what to expect in those games. And we'll start with Arsenal traveling to Bournemouth for their game. Our viewers, don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so, or if you are new to the channel, like and share this video, and also let us know what you think about our opinions on these games. Yeah, for sure, Bournemouth is a team that kind of have built a reputation of trying to play football how it's supposed to be played, though they struggle to get results doing that. What do you think Arsenal should expect from Bournemouth? Do you expect any surprises?
I don't. Well, I think Arsenal is going to be good next game. As you can see, Bournemouth they're winless this season, and I don't think it's going to come against Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're in the relegation zone right now. They're a very regular customer of the relegation zone. So, and I think they're there for a reason. You look at the last 5 times they play Arsenal. Arsenal beat them 4 out of 5, except in 2019, Premier League game. So last year we beat them 3-2. It's actually earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
Last season we beat them 3-2. I think it's gonna continue. I don't care who leads the team. Might be Eddie, maybe anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might have to wait to get the win with another team. So I don't expect any surprises. I don't expect them to do more than what they've done, which they don't know how to win game against big clubs.
So what do you think Bournemouth needs to do to change this narrative that goes against them, that have been against them since they arrived in EPL 4-5 years? Is it 4 seasons ago?
You know, in the last
No,
5 games that I'm sorry.
Yeah. What do they need to change?
It would be adding a bit more discipline to their defending. I think that, like you said, they've been known to be a ball-playing side. And when you come into the EPL, if you want to be a ball-playing side, you need to do something defensively as a platform on which you can build, your ball playing. If you're open at the back and you allow spaces, behind your midfield, you get punished. It's as simple as that. So I think that they haven't really depended on Philip Billing, as gifted as he is and as physical as he is, physically imposing in terms of height. They've not had that steal, I would say, that they need to have to be able to carry on with their ball playing. So that's if they can invest in a couple of very solid central and defensive midfielders and probably get some solid centre backs, it will help them a lot, and then they can build on that platform and play the game the way they want to play it.
Yeah, I think for me, one thing the most EPL teams have done recently in recent years is to be, audacious in their signings, which Bournemouth have not tried to do. West Ham all of a sudden has become a team that can sign anybody in Europe. Before they were not like that, but all of a sudden they went sometime, signed one big player, and from then they've been managing to attract players. Even Wolves, we are going to Barcelona to do business, but I don't see Bournemouth try to do something like that. I think it's high time for them to make one or two, very ambitious signings to strengthen, like you said. Even if it's not defensively, their finishing has been, for me, more of their problem because they play football, they create chances, but they can't just take them. So getting on a striker that can put the ball, behind the net, should, can help their story, change stuff for them. I think Bournemouth need to go out there in the market, try to do a business that nobody expects them to do. And I think once they do that, it will also help them attract one or two players, probably, who can change. Look at what Nottingham Forest did last season. They came in, went to United and took Lingard, even though it did not work out well. But that signing alone showed that, the club is ambitious. And by January and the next season, more players were, liking to come there, and they are beginning to stabilize their stay in the team. And secondly, like I said earlier on, Nottingham Forest as well came into EPL. They tried to play football and they suffer, but they managed to survive it. Their coach Cooper has changed their module now. They do more of a low block and try to hit teams in a counter, and it's working out for them. So that's what I expect Bournemouth to do as well. They need to adjust their style of play a little bit to be a little bit more conservative, and again, be a little bit ambitious in the transfer market to attract players that can change their fate in terms of results. Because you see them create chances against Chelsea. They created chances, but they couldn't just take them. Then on Arsenal, I don't know. There's long list of injuries now hitting Arsenal. There is Arsenal has not been clinical, but one good thing about Arsenal this season so far is their away games. They seem to be more disciplined away from home. They have played 3 games away, won all 3, and they strengthen it. They are all 1-1 goal margin, 1-0 at Crystal Palace, 1 goal at Everton, and they won yesterday the EFL at Brentford. So this one again, another away game. I expect Arsenal to be disciplined defensively. I know Arsenal fans are a little bit worried about the team because the team is not looking at the exciting that it was last season. But in terms of results, they're not doing badly. So I think it's more of expectation than the actual results or performance. So what's your expectation? How do you think Arteta is going to approach this one? Are there any changes you think he needs to make, or who do you expect to be in the starting 11 when the game starts?
I think there's a real injury worry for the team. We have quite a host of injuries to important players. And so the side I would expect would be, the goalkeeper situation is a conundrum. We don't know who's going to get played. Ramsdale did himself a lot of good if he was playing against Brentford in the way he performed. But I think Raya is going to come right back into the team as number 1. I would play Ben White at fullback. Please, hats off to Ben White. What a player!
Man.
What a player! What a useful, value-adding human being in the team. You can play multiple positions without any drama. You don't hear much. He just performs and gives you minimum 7 out of 10 performances every game. So Ben White and fullback. They bring back Saliba. Now, Saliba did not travel at all with the team to Brentford. There are
Mhm.
speculations that perhaps there's something happening there in terms of injury, but I want to. I haven't heard anything to that effect. So I would say Saliba play with Gabriel. Gabriel again is another really reliable human being and player. So with those three and then Zinchenko got a little cameo against Brentford, so he's in good shape. So with that, our defense is good. And then coming to the midfield, now Rice, of course, is a doubt. Hearing that the injury he got in the last game wasn't as bad as feared, but the thing is, we don't know whether he'll be ready to play against Bournemouth. So I'm counting Rice out for now and playing um, Jorginho, who played against Brentford, because without White there, I'm sorry, without Rice there and without Partey, the next in line would be
Jorginho.
Jorginho with El Neni on the bench. So I'll play Jorginho there. Um, Now, the issue now is who do you play between Kai Havertz and Emil Smith Rowe? I think that Havertz is going to start because Smith Rowe may have really physically exerted himself against Brentford, having not played consistently for so many, months. And he's a good player, a really good player. You could see his movement in the game against Brentford, how he's a master of touch and go kind of play. He's really good at that. But again, you could also see the value that Havertz brings us in terms of structure, in terms of organization, in terms of hard work. And so Havertz will be useful there playing with Jorginho and Martin Odegaard in the midfield. And then now Bukayo Saka is a major doubt. We're not sure he's going to play. So I would discount him as well and say probably start with Nelson from the right wing. And then Martinelli, no, we're not sure again whether he's coming back. So I'll start Trossard, who I hear is okay. And then Gabriel Jesus starting at the number 9 position.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm with you there. I just want to touch on Kai Havertz. I was watching the Carabao Cup, and I was telling one of our fans that I remember Arteta mentioned something about him when he would join the club about giving us the physical in terms of a physical presence in the team, and I was counting for the guy 2 or 3 times he made the defensive headers and helped Arsenal defensively. Then going forward, so many long balls that Ramsey launched, he got the head. In fact, there was one that he flicked on for, I think it was Nelson. Though we didn't manage to create chance with that move. So, like you said, I think I have, and I watched him critically that day as well. Beaumont played a style of football that I know that will suit him. That's one. Two, I also saw in the derby how he was trying. He was trying. It looked like aggressive and fast-paced football is not his natural thing for him, but he has to adapt to that. So I believe he will come good, in months to come for Arsenal. Funsho, you already touched on the Arsenal on that one that we're going to win regardless of who plays. So there's no point. Or do you have anything to add, or should we move on to the United?
Yeah, I'll make one changes to what other brother said. I think he may actually play in KT and Jesus here, and Trezor come off the bench.
Okay.
The reason why it's not a high risk game, but then Trezor can always be there as super sub. But since those are coming back from injury, this is a game where you start all the guys that can potentially go long in the game,
Mm.
and you have that super sub, because if you start Trossard, we don't have any super sub again to come and kind of change the game. So that would be the only changes. But I agree with every other player that he selected. I think those guys should get a start. I don't know what's gonna happen to Kai. He might start again. I don't know, but I don't think he should start. But like you said, I think Arsenal is gonna win this game.
Okay, so we'll move to United and Crystal Palace. They have a double header. United already won the first one, the Carabao Cup 3-0. Erik Ten Hag changed the structure of the team. Kind of, they went for a 3-4-2-1 formation, playing Dallo on the right, Harry Maguire in the middle of the defense, and Varane on the left side. Garnacho and Pelistri, the young men, flagged Amrabat and Casemiro on the left and right side. Then he played another young guy, Manibor, with Messi Mount on both sides. And Marshall started. United looked fluid, and they scored goals as well. So the conundrum now is, what's his name? Rashford and Bruno were not in this team. Do you bring them back? And if you bring them back, where are they going to play? Like Messi Mount started that game, and he played in a position, inverted right side midfield position, which is where, if at all, you have to bring in Bruno. That's where he plays. Rashford thrives on the wings. In this formation, where is he going to play? Is he going to play as the point man or on the left side of the two behind the striker? So, future, what do you expect United to do in this one, considering that this formation worked for them against Crystal Palace, and they're playing Crystal Palace again on Saturday? So, does Erik Ten Hag change it, or what do you expect him to do?
I mean, I expect him to go back to his first 11. You look at most top clubs, everybody kind of rests the big guys before.
Mm-hmm.
And like Arsenal too, if our first 11 were working out, the other guys won't come in. And in the game against Palace, United 11, not the first 11 against Palace did well. I expect Rashford to start, but he's going to start on the wing. I think United are waking up. The last two games is like something they can build up upon. I think Palace is going to be easy. Palace is still getting the team together. New coach this season, new players. But if United were to bounce back, I think it's going to be against Crystal Palace. I think he's going to play Rashford, like you said, and on one wing. And Anthony is back, but it's not going to play. I don't think he's going to bring back to the team yet.
Yeah.
I think for the striker, what's his name? Ojborg.
Okay, Højbjerg.
Is it injured still, or is he back?
I think he was on the bench.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. I think he was on the bench for that game.
Hello? I think it was yeah. I thought it was in yeah. So I expect him and Rashford to lead the team. I don't think Martial is going to get a start this game. Martial might come off the bench, but I expect him to go back with the same lineup that he was using already. The Garnacho is going to get a start for sure. So it might play Rashford and Garnacho, and play the Højbjerg guy in the middle, and Bruno Fernandes right behind them. And I think that should work out for them.
Yeah, I expect United as well. Like you said, it looks like they are beginning to find their rhythm, in the team. But like I said in the last episode, of when we were reviewing the game for last weekend, I remember mentioning that United have always found themselves at this bus stop. It seems that everything is falling apart. Most times it leads to them sacking their coach. Then a new coach comes, all of a sudden there's a new lease of life. They've struggled in few years now to sustain anything in that team, either performance, culturally, or otherwise. And it has continued again under Ten Hag. You can't really say what you're going to get. The other can go on a run of 10, 15 games unbeaten, and all of a sudden it comes crashing again. So I think there's a mentality issue in that team. And no United fan, though they won 3-0 against Crystal Palace 2 days ago, there is no guarantee that they will come on Saturday and come on all guns blazing against Crystal Palace. Anything could still happen. That's the story of United right now. True. You don't really know what you're going to get. Ugo, go ahead.
Crystal Palace were shocking against United. Honestly, since I started watching Crystal Palace or watching other teams play cup games, it felt like they were instructed not to play. I couldn't understand their approach to that game. right? This was a game that United played. Their young guys even played that Hannibal in the midfield with Pelestri and Garnacho and the rest of it. The Palace just sat back. They didn't even press. Didn't even try. At least for the first half, that I watched, and I was shocked at their approach. I was like, why? What's going on here? So the point I'm making is that nobody should, base their expectations for this next game on that last game. I don't know what happened to Crystal Palace in that game. I don't think they will play like that again against United this weekend. I think they will come out with a different approach and will give United a proper game. And now it will be a test for United, and let's see how they navigate that.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I hear you. That's true because Crystal Palace is a team that most of the time they stand up when they see the big teams in England. So they might do poorly against the smaller teams, but once it's about the big team, the big guns come calling, Crystal Palace always give you a fight. They don't go down easily. So let's see how that one is going to pass. Then the game of the weekend. Spurs are home to Liverpool. Tottenham came to Emirates last Sunday and true to their words, tried to play football, and they survived it. It ended on a 2-2 draw. This weekend, they're going to host Liverpool at the Tottenham Stadium. Liverpool, we know, is a team that doesn't hold back. So if Tottenham decide to continue to do what they have been doing, of course, this is going to promise to be a very exciting game to watch this weekend. So, Funsho, I don't know what's your expectation, because for me, I know, like I said, sometimes results are paper over crack. Sometimes results don't tell the whole story. If Arsenal were clinical on Sunday, they probably would have won the Spurs like 4-1 or 5-2 or something like that. But there are so many times they nick the ball off Tottenham defenders or midfielders. They try to play out from the back all the time, and Arsenal managed to squeeze position out of them, though they didn't manage to take those chances. Yeah, I don't know if the same thing happens against Liverpool, if it will be a good story to tell for Tottenham. So what's your expectation? I know that Tottenham, once they manage to play out, I don't know if Liverpool has what it takes, especially in the DM position, to withstand the heat that Tottenham will bring. But the issue is going to be, for me, how to survive that Tottenham, that Liverpool press. So what's your expectation about this game? What do you think is going to happen on the approach?
I'm leaning towards Liverpool on this side. I think Tottenham will come back with the same game plan, but I know Klopp will figure them out easily. I think all you have to do is take Son out of the game. You take Son out of the game, and you have someone also stay close to the Kuleveski, whatever the other guy's name is. Kuleveski, yeah. And I think you kind of break down Tottenham at that point. The only difficult part is Tottenham is at home, right? Now it's a different ball game now. The White Lanes, they're trying to solidify this home atmosphere of this is home where we can win here. But I think I'll give up the first goal and come back and win the game. So I expect Tottenham to do the same thing, but I expect Liverpool to have an answer. I think Mo Salah is going to be too much for them to even stop to contain him. And Nunez is also playing well right now. He scored 3 goals. 30 goals, 6 goals in 3 matches. Mo Salah also 3 goals in 6 matches. Diaz is also having his own goal tally too. He has 2 goals in 2 matches. And David Jota is also scoring. Liverpool have a lot of people that can score. Now you look at Tottenham, you have to rely on Son to score. You're not getting a lot of goals from Richarlison, and also you're not exactly. Exactly. So that's what I think, and I think I'll tip Liverpool to get a win at this point.
What do you expect in this game?
I agree with Funsho, man, and you as well. Tottenham were really lucky against Arsenal. You know, all these narratives about Tottenham being all that and having arrived and earned and all that. Yes, I saw some improvements in their game. They're a better side with the way they approach the game. But if Arsenal were half as clinical as Liverpool tend to be, we will not be telling the same story. You know, for all that, everything that happened and Arsenal's missed chances and all that, only a Jorginho mistake ensured a draw for Tottenham. And I don't think they're going to have that kind of luck against Liverpool, right? Funsho already mentioned it. All their guys are on fire. We haven't talked about Diaz. We haven't talked about Cody Gakpo, who scored again for the midweek. So whoever they bring, whoever they start, you know, there's a high possibility of getting goals. And I don't see Tottenham. Meanwhile, special mention to Van der Meer or something. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, Van der Meer, the left sided centre back for Tottenham.
Left sided centre back for Tottenham. Good player. And for his height, he moves real fast and is quite agile for the guy that tall, and he's a good player. So yeah, let's see how he's able to handle the likes of Saka coming in from the likes of Salah coming in from the right, and Bruno and some of the Diaz coming in from the left, and whoever Nunes or so, whoever plays in the middle. See how that goes. But yes, I'm calling the game for Liverpool.
Yeah, I think I hear you guys. I agree with you as well. Though Liverpool sometimes can be shocking defensively. Like I said, if they manage to put pressure on Tottenham, sustain it for a long period, they will get the results. But if they manage to let Tottenham off the hook and attack them, Tottenham also has what it takes to, they have the pace and the technical ability to also hurt them, which Arsenal experienced. Yes, for long periods in the game, you can pin them down, but you have to get the goals. If you don't, then you stand the risk of, because what I found out is when you're a team that is possession based and you put the opponent in their half, you have to make sure you take those, you make use of those opportunities, because most of the time you have openings behind you, and with a player like Son locking around, you don't want to allow any counter, because he always manages to find a way to put away any chances that come his way in those situations. So I go with you guys. Liverpool should win this one, but like Funsho mentioned, this is going to be a home game for Tottenham. You don't easily count them out at home. The atmosphere in that stadium when Tottenham is playing home is like any other place, and it helps the team. So for me, as an Arsenal fan, I want this one to be a draw, but it looks like a game that Liverpool will take. But whichever way, Tottenham win, Liverpool win, or a draw, I don't think there will be any result that will be a surprise to anyone, except it's a high-scoring loss or win for either of the sides. So we round up this episode with Chelsea going, though it's a London derby, but they're traveling to Fulham Stadium on Monday, which will round up the fixtures for week 7 of the EPL this season. Chelsea managed to get a goal this month before the month ends in the Carabao Cup. Jackson managed to, get them 3 points after so many ages. Fulham last season became a very strong and feared team to a large extent. For large parts of the season, they were staring Europe appearance in the eye until a few weeks to the end of the season. I think they lost their striker this transfer window, but the team still looks solid against us now. We know what happened even with 10 men down. They managed to snatch a draw, at the Emirates. So I don't know, what do you guys expect to happen in this team? It looks like Pochettino, though what he's doing is what serious coaches do, identify your team and stick to them. But the problem Chelsea fans have with it is that it's not working. They're not scoring goals. They're not winning games. So do you expect him to make changes to the team, the way he has been approaching games, or should he, is stay put with what he has been doing and see they can create some cohesion between the players and relationships to make them a little bit more solid going forward into the season. Funsho, what's your take?
The next game, I mean, I think nothing that Chelsea's been doing has been working. If it is, we should have seen goals. We don't see goals, right? Now the next thing is, even the last game, they only managed to have one goal. It's a very low scoring game. They still don't know how to score. They were just lucky that they didn't concede any goal, which they were close to. Playing Fulham, both teams are not too far off from each other. Chelsea is not a top four anymore, and Fulham is not a bottom four either. So they kind of meet each other in the middle. Mm-hmm. And going forward, I think this one is one of this one just really dies on. They tend to make the most mistake, we lose this game.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. I would have tipped Fulham to win, but I know when you have two teams that need a win, Chelsea need to win a game. Fulham need to make sure they don't lose and also win a game. Mm-hmm. Then the game becomes difficult. In the Premier League, anybody can beat anybody, and you have to be afraid of teams that have been losing.
Yeah, they're at some point they're going to get a win somewhere.
They're going to get it. So I expect them to. I expect them to just try to figure it out again. It may not be the same thing that Chelsea Pochettino has been doing. But I know recently they dropped one guy, Madueke, for disciplinary action. We may not see him the next game because they might think that's the reason why they're winning the game, or they need to keep the changes that they make. That might be the only one change I think they'll make, right? Everybody else are still going to play. Stalin is going to play. Jackson is going to play again. Hopefully learn how to score. I think Jackson's going to come good. Remember when Nunes started with Liverpool? We start calling him 007 at some point because he hasn't scored in a while. Now he is firing goals. I see the same potential with Jackson, provided there's no injuries. So you look at both teams, they're kind of very even in terms of total goals. There's 5 goals in the last 5 games. In the last 5 games that they've won, Chelsea beat them early this year. Then they drew. Fulham beat them. So they kind of been even. They've beat each other. They've tied. Fulham have won. Chelsea have won. I think they're old friends. They know each other very well. The only advantage is the game is in. Is it Fulham's at home, right?
Fulham is playing home, yes.
Yeah, Fulham's playing home too. So the only difference, Fulham is home, but I expect it to be. I don't know who's going to win this game. I'll go for a draw. If it's not a draw, I said the team with the most mistake lose the game.
Yeah, I think Fulham is a proper derby for Chelsea. They always have a way of, posing a threat for Chelsea. Ugo, what's your take on this one before we round up?
Yeah, I agree with what you guys have said. It's going to be a competitive one. Alex Iwobi scored his first goal for Fulham during the week. And so probably I saw that the coach now plays him more towards the attacking third instead of the central that Everton and the wing that Everton played him at. So Fulham might be a dangerous team. Willian is still buzzing. He played very well for them midweek. He could be a key player coming back to try to haunt Chelsea. So Chelsea will need to start building. They need to start scoring goals. I couldn't believe some of the shots that they took. I was watching the highlights and there was a shot that Modric... I think
we lost you there.
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, there was a chance that a shot that Modric took from a very ridiculous
I think we lost him. Oh, did you guys lose me?
We're hearing you. I can hear him as well.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was a shot he took that felt like a back pass to the goalkeeper. I was wondering what's happening with Chelsea trying to score goals. So, yeah, this could compound Pochettino's woes even more. Reggie made a very important point about him sticking to his players, the team he's playing. The only thing I hear is he's playing someone like Levi Colwell as a left back.
That's instead of Ben Chilwell.
Yes, but I also hear that Chilwell probably got injured in their Carabao Cup game. So when it rains, it pours really for Chelsea as far as injuries are concerned. let's see. This may end up being a draw game, or maybe a slight marginal Fulham win.
Yeah, for me, the only change I think Pochettino needs to start to make right now before it gets too late is I don't think he should start. I've said it in the last episode. Thiago Silva in every game, and Fulham is an experienced, are now an experienced team in EPL. They are going to exploit that pace in the middle of like Ugu mentioned. If you play Alessi will be close to the attack, he's going to run on Thiago Silva, and he has the pace and he can carry the ball. Willian too has the technical ability and the brain to exploit those misgivings. I don't know how Poch is going to do it. I don't think he has a better defender out there, but you need to choose between pace and experience. Is a dicey one right there, and that I also believe that somehow affects Chelsea play going forward because Thiago Silva, with due respect what he has achieved with his career, but he's really becoming very slow for the EPL right now, both going forward and the defending. Most times, anybody that is behind him, you find that he almost doesn't even bother trying to rescue it. He will just give up. So I don't know how a team will function with a player like that. Well, like we have all agreed, it's a derby game. Fulham is no longer a pushover in EPL. Right now, they're 11th on the table, I think, which is above Chelsea. So nobody can say that Chelsea is going to win Fulham on this one. One other player that I have interest on, I think Modric is beginning to try a little bit more to show what he's made of. And I believe, I hope that Poch will give him a sustained run in the team to build his confidence and probably begin to show what stuff he has to offer the team going forward. So we see Chelsea, if they don't win this game, I think their season will almost be defined. They probably will be struggling all season to come into the top half of the table if they don't win tomorrow, this weekend. So viewers, like we said, you don't get carried away. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. If you've been watching our shows, you've not subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Hit the like button, and don't forget. I also mentioned in the start of the show, if that funsho is doing bits in this game. He has a very large platform in a written print media. So check out. We're gonna have his details in the description section. So check it out and see what he's doing and encourage him. He's one of us on the channel where he's really doing bits. You can see by his contribution. Chioma is not here today. We also have Chioma. Chioma is doing stuff too in the social media, doing some voiceover for players' birthdays and stuff. Check her out also on Instagram, TikTok, and all the social platforms. We'll have that as well in the description section of this video. Let us know as well what you think. We have given our opinion on these games coming up. The game of the weekend this week as well picked up in Transit TV is Spurs playing at home to Liverpool. It promises to be a very, very exciting game. We expect goals in that match. By what's going on this season so far, we expect Liverpool to win that game, but playing at home, Tottenham are no pushovers, so which makes it even more interesting. So we wait and see what happens by Monday. Then we come back here and review those games and see how they panned out. Thank you for staying with us. Transit TV, we promise to always bring insight. Our job here is to give you insights into these teams and the games, as you probably do not pay attention when you're watching the game. So stay with us and get these insights and have fun with us. Thank you guys for coming to the funsho. Thank you for stopping by again, Ugum. Always reliable. Thank you, brother. And
thank you very much.
See you and see you guys again in a few days. And we'll come back and review the games as they went. Thank you and peace out. Good night, guys.
Have a good night. Bye.